This debate is about the ethics of creating life. Yes side, raise your hands. No side, raise your hands. Yes side may now start with their main argument.
We believe that there are benefits to creating life that outweigh the negatives. Stem cell research, for example. Researchers grow these cells in a laboratory where they undergo manipulation to specialize in particular kinds of cells, for instance, nerve, blood, or muscle cells. Stem cells can be derived from the patient's own blood or skin cells and can then be used to create tissues and organs. By watching stem cells mature into cells in bones, heart muscle, nerves, and other organs and tissue, researchers may better understand how diseases and conditions develop. The implant of the cells can take place in a person, for instance, if he or she has heart disease. In this case, a physician can inject the cells into the heart muscle. In Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein, Victor creates the creature with pure intentions that were aiming to expand scientific discovery and possibility. Although it did not go exactly as Victor thought it would, the creation of life through stem cells can be extremely beneficial to humanity.
No side may now start with their main argument.
Although there may be some positives to creating life, many negatives are more severe and costly for life on Earth. For example, selective breeding, which is very popular in dog breeders, is when dogs are bred selectively for pure breeds, which leads to non-natural genetics and harmful traits like bad breathing and obesity for pugs. The pugs are selectively bred to feature an extremely flat face, which contributes to breathing difficulties and eye injuries. Disorders like hip dysplasia, commonly seen in large purebreds, such as German Shepherds, have emerged due to the breeder's desire for a sloping back. King Charles Cavalier Spaniels are more likely to be born with brain deformities due to the domed shape of their heads, which gives them the puppy look throughout their life. Selective dog breeding also causes hearing and vision impairment, heart disease, cancer, orthopedic concerns, and problems with other organs and systems. This is why selective dog breeding and the creating of life just for human pleasure is unethical and should not continue.
Yes side, give your second main argument.
Many diseases and illnesses are inherited from parents. Through selective breeding, breeders can breed out these inheritable diseases, creating healthier dogs. Because selective breeding can reinforce certain traits, it can make working dogs better at their job. For example, selective breeding can help hunting dogs, herding dogs, and police dogs by reinforcing their desirable traits. By having these ideal traits, it helps them not only succeed as working dogs, but helps them survive. In the context of Frankenstein, if Victor were able to create a specific characteristic for his creature, it may not have been so destructive in Victor's life and could have created a more gentle and content creature.
No side may begin their second argument.
Another negative in creating life includes the scientific discovery of cloning organisms. For example, Dolly was the first mammal to be successfully cloned in 1986. Ian Wilma and his team at Rothfield Institute in Edinburgh, UK, where they created Dolly using a technique called somatic cell nuclear transfer. However, she had osteoarthritis in her left knee at age 5 and died at age 6 from progressive lung disease, which is extremely young. This is unethical as a form of life was put through hardship and pain, which led to low quality of life. The cloning process has a slow success rate, and the viable clone suffers increased risk of serious genetic malformation, cancer, or shortened lifespan. The likelihood of pregnancy losses and abnormal births are very high. Most clones produced have had reduced lifespan and developed health problems. Cloning increases the risk of birth defect development, sensory impairment, and disease susceptibility. Most cloned animals that are born alive are eventually euthanized to prevent their suffering.
Yes side, begin the rebuttal.
Your side mentioned Dolly and all of the side effects that she had, but in experiments like this, or that are in the very early stages, there are going to be deaths and there are going to be...
No side, begin your rebuttal.
To your point about selective breeding in dogs, Frankenstein was abandoned for not coming out as intended, and this had lasting effects. It is reflected in the modern world with dog breeding. If a dog comes out with a disability, its value is less, and the animal is pushed aside for the other ones, which is inhumane and makes it unethical to create such creatures just for sale.
When a breeding dog has a litter with genetic disabilities, a responsible breeder should not breed that dog again, as it indicates a potential genetic issue that could be passed on to further litters. However, this is not the case, and the dogs are still used to reproduce more puppies for sale that come out with many disabilities that hinder the animal's quality of life.
Similarly, when Victor was in the process of making the creature's female counterpart, he regretted it and was horrified that he would unleash another creature like that into the world. Therefore, he dumped the body in the ocean, which led Frankenstein to be even more upset and cause more havoc.
I announce that the no side is the winning team.